Hello, parents. I am Mrs. Johnson, the assistant principal at the junior high. I met with your seventh grade students to review and go over their class registration for eighth grade yesterday, and I wanted to share the screencast with you in order for you to be well informed of their course choices for next school year. This video will be broken up into two parts, just an FYI. First, we always go over our mission and vision statement with students when we meet with them. It's very important for them to know that this is what drives instruction at the junior high. The day in the life of your eighth grade student will be very similar to their seventh grade day. They will have their 5-minute passing times. They will have a homeroom and lunch time that will be attached together during 1 hour. And I am the eighth grade assistant principal, and Miss O'Neill is the eighth grade counselor. On the elective courses that we have here, if there's an asterisk next to it, it does indicate that school class is offered as a high school credit. I did assure your students, and I want to assure you now as we go through these, that while we do have a lot of offerings that do offer high school credit, our system at the secondary level in Bedford is not set up to allow students to not be successful at the high school if they don't earn high school credit at the junior high. So please keep that in mind, and we want your kids to be happy for the year and picking classes that they'll enjoy that are not only driven just by the fact that they can earn high school credit. However, all of our classes in music offer eighth grade high school credit choir, band, and orchestra. We also offer art. Art class at eighth grade is a high school credit because it is Fundamentals 1 that art students typically take as a freshman over at the high school. This would allow your student as a freshman to take Fundamentals 2 in art. We offer drama class, which is our theater class. We offer technology education, which is our woodshop and CAD design class, and writing for publications. We have a very exciting new class to offer students. We have computer science this year as a year-long class. This is where students will take an in-depth look into web design and coding throughout the school year. So we're very excited to be offering that as well. Our last two elective choices are Spanish 1 and Spanish 2. Spanish 2 can only be taken if your student is currently a seventh grader and has passed Spanish 1 at the end of the year. Spanish 1 can be taken as a seventh or an eighth grader. I talked with your students about the importance of choosing a first choice elective that's going to make them happy, but also choosing a second choice elective that will make them equally as happy throughout the year, because I need them to indicate a 1 and a 2 choice on their registration form that they brought home yesterday. Our core classes are made up of first Earth Science. Notice that there's an asterisk next to that. It is offered as a high school credit for everyone. Everyone is required to take this course. Meteorology, geology, and astronomy is covered. Math is still our Big Ideas math class. Students can be in general ed math, co-taught math, or resource room math, depending on their needs. We also offer Algebra 1. If your student is currently a very adept math student, they have a GPA of 3.5 or higher in math class, they can take the option to take a placement test in the spring with me to determine if they will be placed in algebra. Teacher recommendation is also a part of that selection process. Eighth grade English is still our Pearson textbooks that your students have been familiar with the last couple of years. We do offer co-taught and resource room English classes as well. History brings us back to America. They'll be learning about American history from Native American times to Reconstruction era. The class that your student may be interested in, if they love English and they love history, is our America's Cultures class. It is a 2-hour blocked class of America's Culture English and America's Culture History. And it requires that students in ELA and social studies have a 3.5 GPA or higher, and they can indicate on their registration form they'd like to take the placement essay test in the spring with me as well in order to be selected for this course. It does not offer a high school credit, though. I just want to make that clear because a lot of kiddos had questions about that when we met. The last required class that we have at the junior high for eighth grade is their PE Computers Health rotation. This mirrors the current rotation that they're in with a semester of PE, 9 weeks of health, and 9 weeks of computers. And then we also want to talk to students always about the importance of having taking their homework seriously, their work seriously,